Ah, hi, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of A Course in Miracles Workbook Lessons Live. And wow, here we are in this beautiful year of 2023 rolling on, and we have reached lesson 100 today. So this is a beautiful lesson. The name of the lesson, the title is My Part is Essential to God's Plan for Salvation. Okay. It's kind of interesting when people hear that phrase, plan for salvation. A lot of times people think, oh my, what am I going to have to do? In God's plan for salvation, what am I going to have to do? But I want you to notice in this lesson, as we go through this beautiful lesson, I want you to notice the words happy and happiness and joy and joyous. You see, I think Jesus is giving us a hint. Like he wants us, when we think of God's plan for salvation, he wants us to think of happiness and joy instead of, what do I have to do? You see the difference there? One's the Beatitudes and one's like, oh, I've got to do something. What will be asked of me in form? You know, that's the big difference. So here we go. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Just as God's Son completes his Father, so your part in it completes your Father's plan. Salvation must reverse the mad belief in separate thoughts and separate bodies, which lead separate lives and go their separate ways. One function shared by separate minds unites them in one purpose, for each one of them is equally essential to them all. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against his will? The part that he has saved for you to take in working out his plan is given you that you might be restored to what he wills. This part is essential to his plan as to your happiness. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those whom he sends you. They will see their function in your shining face and hear God calling to them in your happy laugh. Okay, we've just started, we're just on paragraph 2, and we've already got happiness, joy, and happy laugh. Okay, I think you get the gist of what Jesus is teaching us here. That happy laughter, joy, love is our part in God's plan. Isn't that alluring? And doesn't that seem attractive? You are indeed essential to God's plan. Without your joy, his joy is incomplete. Without your smile, the world cannot be saved. While you are sad, the light that God himself appointed as the means to save the world is dim and lusterless, and no one laughs because all laughter can but echo yours. We're getting the nudge here from Jesus. Remember to laugh. I don't care. I don't care about the words. I don't care about the workshops and the books, and I don't care about all these actions and everything that seem important in this world, but please remember to laugh. Because everyone has to reflect and echo the laughter, the gentle laughter of the Holy Spirit. You are indeed essential to God's plan. Just as your light increases every light that shines in heaven, so your joy on earth calls to all minds to let their sorrows go and take their place beside you in God's plan. It's like a crescendo of joy and laughter. And he's like, come on, let's get in the vibe, let's get in the wave of joy and laughter. God's messengers are joyous, and their joy heals sorrow and despair. They are the proof that God wills perfect happiness for all who will accept their Father's gifts as theirs. We will not let ourselves be sad today, for if we do, we fail to take the part that is essential to God's plan, as well as to our vision. Sadness is the sign that you would play another part instead of what has been assigned to you by God. We've been given the joy part, the laughter part, the happiness part by God. And if we decide to play sad, we're playing unreal. It's actually pretty arrogant to play sad if you really follow the teaching here. Thus do you fail to show the world how great the happiness he wills for you. And so you do not recognize that it is yours. Today we will attempt to understand joy is our function here. That's not a form. Joy is our function here. Yeah, maybe you don't like the word forgiveness. How about that one? Joy is our function here. You feel like you have to let go of the whole world to really stay in that. And of course, that's true, because the world is just a thought that God did not create. So it can't be difficult to let go of something God didn't create. If you are sad, your part is unfulfilled, and all the world is thus deprived of joy along with you. God asks you to be happy so the world can see how much he loves his son, and wills no sorrow rises to abate his joy. I'm not counting, but I think I've said that word joy quite a few times here already, and we're just on paragraph 6. I got the joy down in my heart. Okay, I can't help it. You know, when you hear that word that many times, how can you not sing? Okay. No fear besets him to disturb his peace. You are God's messenger today. You bring his happiness to all you look upon, his peace to everyone who looks on you and sees his message in your happy face. Okay. Happy face. Now it's happy laughter. I think he ended one paragraph with happy laughter. Now he's ending paragraph 6 with happy face. It's pretty strong. This is pretty strong today. I can feel it. We will prepare ourselves for this today in our 5-minute practice periods by feeling happiness arise in us according to our Father's will and ours. Begin the exercises with the thought today's idea contains. Then realize your part is to be happy. That's it. realize your part is to be happy. That's God's plan. Are you doing God's plan today? Are you doing God's will? Be happy. Come on, get happy. Da, 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 da. You know, there's so many good happiness songs in my mind now. Only this is asked of you or anyone who wants to take his place amongst God's messengers. Think what this means. You have indeed been wrong in your belief that sacrifice is asked. You but receive according to God's plan and never lose or sacrifice or die. Never lose or sacrifice or die. This is the Monday after Easter, and this is what Jesus is teaching us. Come on, get happy, be joyful, be joyous, have a happy laugh, have a happy face, and never lose or sacrifice or die. These beliefs are not real. Loss is not real, sacrifice is not real, and death is not real. That's what Easter is all about, the resurrection of the mind, seeing these ideas cannot be from God. What makes anyone think that God would create loss or sacrifice or death? That's what we call anthropomorphizing, projecting ideas and concepts onto God. And why don't we just agree to let God be God? Let love be love. Let happiness be happy. Let joy be joy, and not project loss or sacrifice or death onto anything or anyone, including, most importantly, God. A God of happiness. Yeah, a God whose will for us is perfect happiness. Now, let us try to find that joy that proves to us and all the world God's will for us. It is your function that you find it here and that you find it now. For this you came. Let this one be the day that you succeed. Look deep within you, undismayed by all little thoughts and foolish goals you pass as you ascend to meet the Christ in you. He will be there, and you can reach him now. What could you rather look upon in place of him who waits that you may look on him? What little thought has power to hold you back? What foolish goal can keep you from success when he who calls to you is God himself? He will be there. You are essential to his plan. You are his messenger today, and you must find what he would have you give. Do not forget the idea of today between your hourly practice periods. It is your Christ self who calls to you today, and it is him you answer every time you tell yourself you are essential to God's plan for the salvation of the world. So I think here in Lesson 100, Jesus is really now asking us to lift up our heart and lift up our mind away from the world of form and saying the world of perception, of fragmentation, is a darkened glass, and do not look in this darkened glass. You will not find perfect happiness or joy or peace in the darkened glass. Now, he's not really asking us to deny the perceptual world or to deny the body, but he is saying that only a unified purpose in the mind will bring joy. While there's a belief in separate bodies, separate persons, separate minds, separate thoughts, joy remains elusive to this sleeping mind. But in order for the mind to wake up, it has to share a purpose. And this is why guidance is so important. This is why collaborations are important. Even me coming and speaking to you, there's a team collaborating right now on this. And there's all kinds of opportunities, many opportunities to collaborate. Every day there is full of opportunities to collaborate. If this seems strange to you or weird, then I would say I can relate that that was the way I felt too. And then once you start to open up to voluntary collaboration, can I help you? Can I assist you? Can you help me? Can you assist me? All these offers, opportunities to join together and see that we do not go our separate ways. This belief that we go our separate ways is the ego. And everybody seems to have, separate lives, separate places of residence, in separate countries and separate time frames, time zones. Even Zoom is helping us realize we're zooming to oneness because time is not a factor when we're joined together in the same purpose. And that purpose, that shared purpose, yields happiness, it yields joy, it yields laughter, it yields peace. And then we're reading a lesson today where Jesus is actually putting happy laughter in the lesson. And then he's putting happy face and saying that your happy face, your happiness draws forth happiness. In fact, if you're happy, then the whole world's happy because there's only one of us and there's no world apart from that one. This is quantum physics. This is the great teaching of all the mystics and sages of unified mind, unified awareness, absolute connectivity, absolute joining. Nothing is separate in this unified perception of the world. This is our happy dream. And you can either do like the song says, come on, get happy in the happy dream, or you can pretend to play a part that walks alone, as if you're a person apart from other persons. And there's an intermediate phase where it seems like you have a lot of mighty companions that share your same purpose, and you all laugh a lot, and you all sing a lot, and dance a lot, and you all feel the joy and the love in a like a predominant way, like that is your life. Before I came on this gathering today, I was just meeting Chella, my friend Chella, and she was like very happy, big happy smile. Buenos dias, buenos dias. And then I met Lisa, and then she was all wide-eyed and happy like a firecracker. A firecracker at 9 o'clock in the morning. I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. So this is our lesson. Isn't that nice? A nice round number, 100. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. And when you go through this day, and the next time you think about that, my part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Think of the Beatitudes. Think of happiness. Think of joy. Think of laughter. Think of an amazing sense of wonderment, a miraculous sense of wonderment, and then think of God's plan for salvation, because the plan is not really a plan in time, it's a state of mind plan, and the state of mind now plan. Doesn't that make it simple? Instead of saying God's plan for salvation, say state of mind right now. How am I feeling right now? If I'm happy and joyful and laughing, I am in it. And if I'm sad or angry or frustrated, depressed, deprived, no, not God's plan. That's the ego, the imposter's plan. To try to convince us of foolishness in place of reality. So I join you in reality. And I join you. Let's all have a happy face that comes from a happy heart. Okay? Let's do that today. That's how we accept our part in God's plan for salvation. Happy smile, happy eyes, happy face, happy expressions come from a happy heart and a happy mind. Yeah. Thank you. Go enjoy. God bless you.